So as I said, we always want to have a plan. And we'll talk about ways today that you can set up systems and literally plan in your calendar and different techniques to use to make sure you stay on track. But you also want to be flexible. In the human element that we call school, where you are interacting with not only adult humans, but small humans as well, we need to have flexibility and have a heart. So maybe you've already had this happen to you once where, walkthroughs don't have to be scheduled. We're getting now to where we are scheduling what we call formal walkthroughs, even though all walkthroughs are supposed to be informal. We'll talk about that in a minute, but walkthroughs are generally unscheduled. But if you go into a class to do a walkthrough and the teacher's given a spelling test or a quiz or some kind of thing that doesn't even make sense for you to really give quality feedback, you'll walk out, right? You've probably had that happen. Go in to do the observation, everything's rocking along, taking good notes, and all of a sudden during this reading lesson, Emily starts to cry. A little girl in the class starts to cry. To find out what was going on with Emily. Emily's crying, she's not reading, and it got to where it was a little bit uncomfortable, so I went ahead and left. Yes, that was the middle of my evaluation, and yes, I knew I needed to come back, but it was awkward. I did check up on Ms. Rodriguez later that day, and she said, yeah, Emily is new to our school and is at least a year behind in reading, and it just got the best of her today. She just was embarrassed and overcome. So I did tell Ms. Rodriguez we would reschedule. Well, the way the holidays worked, it was about 6 weeks before I could get back in there. And I'd walk through a couple times, and I could tell she was really working with Emily. And she would talk to me and say she's staying after school and bringing her in before school and working with her. And it came time for me to do the evaluation again. So I go in. Again, she's a rock star teacher, so everything's rocking right along, getting all the check marks, notes, all great evidence of she knows what she's doing. And then Emily, it's time to read out loud, and Emily gets to stand up and read. And y'all, not only was Emily beaming with pride, so were the rest of the students. And when I looked over and saw Ms. Rodriguez against the wall, it was like she just created a whole nother earth. She was beaming with such pride. And could I check off every box of collaborative learning and all these different things? No, but I could see the evidence of teaching and learning. So we do have a plan, we do have rubrics, and we do have standards, but we're also flexible, and we can also imply. So I could tell there was a lot of teaching and learning going on in that classroom. So